Hello, and welcome to the Nerdy Folks Podcast, a conversation about the nerdy things we love and the things that matter most. My name is Matthew Seipel Anderson.
And I'm Katie Seipel Anderson.
We are your hosts. We love this community, and we're so glad you're with us. Today, we're talking about alien technology. It's going to be fun, but first, we should talk about Ahsoka and Loki Season 2, because those are bringing the spice to our life lately. First off, Katie, you are a much more casual Star Wars fan. How did it feel watching Ahsoka for you? Did you feel like you were trying to play catch-up, or did it just feel natural and like another normal show to you?
I could take the storyline for what it is, but it wasn't a very exciting storyline for me. Like, out of those two, Loki for sure was more exciting, even though it's only one episode of that one. Ahsoka, the way it was created and the way the storyline played out, I felt like I should know characters already, the way they presented them, and I didn't know them. And so it felt pretty slow moving and a little dry. But I bet for those who actually already knew the characters, because there's a whole, you filled me in on some of it, but there's that whole storyline. So,
right, I agree. I think for me, as a more invested fan, it was really cool. I really enjoyed it, but even I felt like it was a little slow moving, and like they were really just taking their time and getting us warmed up for the next chapter.
yeah, I'm hoping season 2 will be a little more exciting. And
Yeah.
It's prepped for it. I really hope we have like a battle of the generals or something. I'm pretty sure that...
Thrawn versus Hera.
Yeah, Hera's one of my favorite characters of the series.
Okay. That actually surprises me.
Why?
Maybe because for the last few episodes, they didn't include her very much. So I kind of just forgot about her.
No, but she's different. She's a different kind of character. She's not like your standard Jedi.
True. She's also a single mom. That's interesting.
Yeah, she has a whole history, obviously, that I don't know very well, but... And there's like 2 generals in this. So I'm like, there's got to be more that's going to happen with that. Because General Thrawn, I mean, he's obviously very thoughtful, and he was very strategic. You could tell from the beginning he had like a very strategic way of going about things.
And he wears Nazi pants.
He does kind of look, there's that whole feel going on with them. So there's that too.
I got really into his pants. I was kind of like watching them the whole time.
For real. I did not notice his pants.
I'm exaggerating a little, but I did notice them. Definitely. I personally...
That's just slightly weird.
You know, I have a history background, and they totally took his pants from the Nazi uniforms. So I thought that was actually pretty cool. A little subtle fashion.
I definitely did get the Nazi vibe. I just didn't think, oh, those are Nazi pants.
Well, I loved the character of Balin. I'm really curious what they're going to do with him. He's on this crazy quest, and he's all out of his mind. So
that will be interesting to see what he does, because he has his own agenda.
Yeah. But that actor died.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well,
My biggest hope is that they just recast him. I do not like when they try to do the CGI to change the face.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, a little de-aging is okay, but...
Feels a little weird.
And if he's going to have a big role, just get another actor that looks similar. We'll all just make the mental adjustment and it'll be fine. Anyway.
I'll let them know next time I talk to them.
Yeah, next time I run into Dave Filoni at the grocery store, I'll mention it. Oh, how about Loki Season 2, Episode 1?
Well, I think that you have lots to say about Loki.
Just that I think it's awesome. I loved it. It's already just the writing and the vibe. For me, it's like, I just think that I'm going to like Loki as much as I've liked anything. You know, it's going to be in my top.
I think you should clarify the whole anything.
Well, anything that Marvel has produced.
I am your wife, and I'm sitting across from you, so
Oh,
let's
man.
clarify that.
Voodoo.
I wish that in this podcast people could see your face because you just like totally lit up while you were talking about it.
Ding.
I did enjoy it too. The whole timeline thing is a little trippy.
Uh-huh.
And it actually took quite a bit for me to wrap my head around even just like what was happening with him. Is he going backwards in time? Is he going forwards in time? Is backwards forwards in time? Like, it was just a little trippy.
And the show's just so clever. There's that scene where Owen Wilson's character is, standing and he writes in the dust the word skin, and that's a whole gag that had been going on before. It was really funny that he did that while the other characters were talking, but then it ended up mattering that,
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a great show. I recommend it. So we're talking about alien technology today.
For a second there, I thought you were going to rap. And I was like, it is too late at night. Do not try it right now.
Yeah. So, Katie, is it possible that alien technology, if it's here, could have already influenced things in this world? Like maybe some things that are here are actually from aliens.
I'm just not ready to take a leap like that. Like, that's like 5 leaps, or at least 3 leaps. Because, I mean, for me to even consider that, first I have to believe there are aliens. Then I have to believe that they have tech. And then I have to believe that they found us and for some reason are interested in us. And then I have to believe that they actually came here and somehow left tech behind or purposely like embedded tech someplace for some purpose. I mean, that's a very big stretch.
I mean, to me, it sounds like a train of logic and like you're already there.
I'm very much not there.
Well, okay, but I've been thinking about it, and here are my thoughts. Number 1, spicy peppers. Probably an invasive species from an alien world.
Hey, now, I like spicy peppers.
But think about it.
Like it's like changing me.
I don't know what it's doing to you. But I like
spicy peppers
I
too.
like spicy peppers too. But I mean, if they're weird, it's like, are they poisonous? Not really.
I did eat something spicy enough to make me cry the other day. So.
And where were you when that happened?
A women's conference. It was.
Well, a great story. Now I know you're going to agree with me on this next one. Clowns.
Yes. Yeah, whoever decided clowns were a good idea, I think probably was from an alien territory of some kind.
Well, the aliens are using clowns to attempt to prepare us for an alien appearance. So we'll be
I've never
willing.
been a big fan of clowns.
You and many other people. You're not alone. You're not alone. And maybe we're not alone in this universe.
Maybe puppets are too. I've never been a big fan of puppets either.
I like puppets.
Doesn't feel so good when it's back on you.
All right. This next one is a bit of a stretch, but I think you'll find that my logic is sound. Nerf.
I don't know about that.
Nerf.
Like Nerf guns, Nerf?
Just, the brand Nerf.
Is an alien brand?
It comes from a galaxy far, far away.
What?
Because in Star Wars, Leia says to Han, "Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking Nerf herder." A Nerf herder. And a Nerf in the Star Wars universe is a stinky animal that looks sort of like a cow. So, I conclude that Nerf is alien.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just looking up when Nerf guns were invented. When did Star Wars come out?
Late 70s.
The first Nerf blaster was a blastable released in 1989.
Ah. All right.
But in 1969, Nerf is founded under Parker Brothers. The Nerf ball, Nerf's first product, was released in 1969.
Interesting. Well, maybe the aliens were using Star Wars to start promoting and planting the seeds of
Oh
their...
my gosh, there's just so many things that you could do if you go down these roads.
It's like you can justify anything if you
Anything,
try.
if you wanted to with this idea.
All right, here's my last one. And if the aliens invented this as some kind of mental manipulation, they are truly brilliant, but we might want to thank them because it's a lot of fun. This device that may or may not have come from aliens is called the Magnavox Odyssey. And the Magnavox Odyssey was actually the first video game console, and it was released in 1972.
I think whoever created that is probably a little upset with you right now. This person is like, wait a second, I invented that.
Well, please accept my apologies. I'm just a half-crazed conspiracy theorist tonight. Speaking of alien tech and true believers, there is a Harvard professor named Avi Loeb who believes he may have found fragrance.
Alien fragrance.
Fragments of alien technology. And essentially, if you read the story on CBS News, I'll post a link in the description. He picked up meteorite fragments and is investigating them to see if the metals in them are engineered or not. So it's definitely a long shot. And then I have another story that's even more sensational than that. The U.S. Congress just held a subcommittee meeting on UFOs, and they put these 3 dudes who are ex-military under oath and listen to their stories. Let's check out this clip from this hearing.
You've stated that the government is in possession of potentially non-human spacecraft. Based on your experience and extensive conversations with experts, do you believe our government has made contact with intelligent extraterrestrials?
Something I can't discuss in public setting.
Okay, I can't ask when you think this occurred. If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries. Yeah.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
And was this documentary evidence, this video, photos, eyewitness? Like, how would that be determined?
The specific documentation I would have to talk to you in a skiff about.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, and you may or may not be able to answer my last question, and maybe we get into a skiff at the next hearing that we have, but who in the government, either what agency, sub-agency, what...
So she mentions a skiff, and I don't know exactly what that is, but from watching a bunch of this 2-hour-long hearing, I believe it's when a member of Congress can speak confidentially with a person that they are interviewing or who they have, under oath, and then they can get more information that way. And it sounds like there's going to be a follow-up hearing to this one because they were asking for information about government officials that they could call in, and they were asking for information about private contractors they could bring in. It is a little suspicious to me when you make all these claims and then just say, well, I can't divulge my source, or I can't give any more information, or, you know what I mean? Being so vague there's not a lot of concrete information there, but it is interesting and very sensational.
It's a little hard to believe that's actually happened.
I think the intent of that committee is to make people feel comfortable being whistleblowers. So they're trying to bring more transparency to some of these areas of the government. I think that might be the overarching goal of the committee, is to let these people share their stories and to get some transparency about what's going on with some of these maybe secret programs.
It makes you wonder how many secret programs there are.
Yeah. It's a really fascinating hearing. They mentioned that a huge portion of the Pentagon's budget is completely unaccounted for. And when they do audits and things, I mean, like millions and millions of dollars are just unaccounted for. So they're doing things that we don't know about.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I think that all this stuff can be very unnerving.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Very unsettling. and you can really go down a rabbit hole in your mind.
You can go down all sorts of rabbit trails.
And so for me, I like to put the brakes on and say, you know what? What do I know? And for me, what I know deep down in my soul is that God is there for me, that He's the creator. He's kind of like the rock in my life. And so this stuff is interesting, but I like to try to keep myself a bit grounded.
There is a stability that comes with the knowledge and understanding of God as the creator, God as sovereign, God as beyond time, beyond space. There's kind of a reassurance that we don't have to have it all figured out. Doesn't mean you bury your head in the sand or anything, but we don't have to know it all. There's a stability that comes with the understanding that God is greater than we are, and there are some things that we just don't understand. There are crazy things in the world, and there are crazy things that happened and continue to happen, and life is unfair sometimes and difficult. And God is bigger than all of that.
Thanks so much for listening to this show today. We hope we encouraged you. If you are curious about the Christian faith, want someone to pray for you, reach out. Head over to nerdyfolks.com. Shoot us an email. Look us up on social media. We're the Nerdy Folks. And we're excited to be at Twin Cities Convention in Minneapolis, Minnesota, coming up here in November. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this show with someone you love. Until next time, love you. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.